All right, crew. So what you're gonna notice as we go through this cycle is that we're gonna do some back squats, and the focus this time on our back squats is actually gonna be speed. So what we're trying to do is work on that acceleration, that explosiveness out of the bottom. And the best way to do that is to, one, train it. So you'll see where we'll do 3 heavy back squats, hopefully nice and tight at the bottom, and then we're gonna explode up. So really focus on your speed up on that back squat, and then we're gonna come back immediately after, and we're gonna do some seated box jumps. So that's something we've done maybe once in the past, but I wanna talk a little bit about why we're doing seated box jumps and the correct way to be setting up for those. So first off, let's talk about box jumps as a whole. There's kind of 2 reasons to do box jumps. One, it's a really great cardio movement. So if you ever see 50 box jumps, right? So we know we're gonna get tired. We know our heart rate's gonna get up. It's great for a lot of things. The second reason is it's a really good plyometric exercise. And so plyometrics is where we focus on that explosive portion of getting out of the bottom of our squat. So building that strength. So like I said, we're gonna take the weight off of us for our squat, and we're gonna do some seated box jumps for a plyometric purpose, not a cardio purpose. I say that because we shouldn't be getting out of breath. We shouldn't be rushing the reps. We should be looking for quality. We're not quantity. We'll be doing these in like sets of 3, so nothing heavy. So first off, how do we set up for a box jump or a seated box jump? We have to take a seat. So Coach Emmy's here helping me out. So what we're looking for at our seat height is we want those hips and our knees to be at a 90-degree angle. So notice Coach Emmy's sitting on a 20-inch box, and this is not quite 90, right? So I'm gonna have her pop off. I'm a taller individual, so I can sit here and I'm about 90. So if you're a taller person, a 20-inch box may make a lot of sense to you. But I see Coach Emmy sit on this, hips are too high, that's not the focus, right? So I would move her off this box. So I'm gonna take that box out of the way. We're gonna get her set up on a bench. So we're gonna have her sit. Again, she's not sitting all the way back, she's sitting right on the edge, so plenty of room. That looks a lot better. So we got 90 and 90. Now we've got a box in front of her, right? So we're doing 3 seated box jumps. Cool, 20-inch box, that makes sense. Let's go ahead and try that. So I'm gonna say, Emmy, give me a seated box jump. Okay, pretty good, go ahead and step down. So again, since these are for plyometrics, what we're trying to do is see that big triple extension in front of the box so that we're going as high as we can. So give me that again, but focus on getting your hips as high as you can. All right, pretty good. So 20 inches is looking okay for Coach Emmy. And so she may be like, oh wow, I can do a 20-inch seated box jump. Let's do 24 inches. So we're gonna pop this down. And I want you to look at, she already knows how this is gonna go. I want you to look at how going higher is actually gonna take away from the point of our workout. So as she goes, I want you to watch her hip height, but I also want you to watch her lower body and what it has to do to get on top of this box. So go ahead and give me 1. All right, come on back down. So now notice as she's going up as high as she can, because this box is so high, she's immediately got to pick her foot up to get it on top of the box. So in all reality, a really high box jump doesn't necessarily tell you a lot about your explosiveness. It tells you a lot about your squat mobility. If you can do a squat where your butt's all the way towards the ground, you can probably box jump pretty darn high. So the goal isn't to box jump as high as we can, because if we catch ourselves here, again, now I'm really just working on hip mobility, where the point of a plyometric is to get our hips as high as we can going straight up. So it's working on that full explosion. So 24 inches, although she did it, not what we're looking for. At 20 inches, really we were right on the cusp. So I'm coaching Emmy here. I would say, hey, let's take this out. And I would even bring over a set of plates. Right? So the thing is, if we go low, the only reason we jump onto something is mentally, it's nice to say, hey, I need to jump up or else I won't land on that thing. But in all reality, we could do a seated jump and have the same effect of what we're looking for. It's just nice to, 1, if you jump on top of something, mentally, it's good to jump, and then 2, it actually softens your fall because now you're not falling all the way back down. But I'm gonna tell her the same cues. If you watch her hip height, but I'm gonna say, hey, I want you to jump, I want you to get your hips as high as possible, and there's something there that's not intrusive that she's gonna land on. Go ahead. Okay, step down. So that's what we're looking for. And I want you to watch that again. Notice when she goes up, she stays in this position much longer because she's not worried about getting her feet on top of it. So jump up again. Okay, good. And one more, because that was perfect. That's what we're looking for, is that big, as high as we can, full hip opening. Go ahead. Okay. So that's what we're looking for on our seated box jumps. It's not about height, it's about explosiveness. And actually we get more explosive the lower of an object we jump onto. So excited to work on these with you guys tomorrow and throughout the rest of the cycle. Seated box jumps.